The first patch of Disney Dreamlight Valley was just launched at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and there are a lot of changes that were made to better experience in the game. As I'm doing right now, make sure you are connected to the internet for the update to show up. And if you're playing this game on multiple platforms, make sure that all platforms that you play on has been updated before switching devices. Now that the update is done, let's go and see what exactly did they change and if it made our game experience better or worse. So right off the bat, they did make changes to the user interface as well as the experience. They increased the font size on the Nintendo Switch, which I am on the Nintendo Switch right now. And the second thing that they improved is this loading screen that goes into the game. I'm on the Nintendo Switch right now and it's still loading pretty slowly. I'm not noticing too much of a difference. Now they also made some balancing updates, and a lot of games tend to do that, especially because they might have given too much of one item or they give too little of one item, and they'll go ahead and make those updates to try to balance things out a bit. So you know these lovely sparkling buried items that you sometimes dig up and get items with? So they actually increase the timer range for these sparkling buried items, so you won't get as many frequent spawns as you used to. So if you're getting random spawns every like 15 minutes, every 20 minutes, it's probably up to possibly 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They also decrease the number of items you'll be able to get. So if you used to get maybe 3 of these night shards in the past, now it's down to 2. They did actually add dream shards to the possible items that you can find through this method. And look at that, I just found a dream shard. Now each time that you dig at these locations, you now have a chance to spawn either 1 or 2 night shards or dream shards. So I've been digging at these and I keep getting a 1 or 2 night shards, and here I got another night shard. So it looks like now you have that chance of getting a dream shard or a night shard. So another change they made is that they actually adjusted the loot tables for feeding these critters. So whenever you feed these critters something that they like or they love, they'll give you something back. The one big change they made is that sometimes you would get flowers back after feeding these critters. That's not going to happen anymore as it was removed from their pool of gifts. Also, when you feed these critters something that they like, there is a chance that they will now give you dream shards, versus in the past when they would only give you dream shards if you gave them something they loved. So they actually adjusted the loot tables for clearing these night thorns. They decreased the chance of getting coal, and then they increased the chance of getting dream shards. You won't always get dream shards, but there's an increased chance of getting the dream shards. And unfortunately, we're gonna get less coals than we used to, so say goodbye to cooking, ? So now we're gonna go over some bug fixes, and I'm sure we all know there are a lot of bugs in this game. So they fixed the issue of the game getting stuck on the loading screen when quitting the game when you're having the well-fed active buff. They did also fix the account desync issue that occurred when selecting back to the title screen on the Epic Games Store. And then some users were also being desynced from the profile due to connection latency, so they fixed that issue. They have an improved online reconnection while playing, and then they also improved the Founders Pack rewards claiming accuracy. So I guess there were some missing rewards, and so if you experience this issue, try closing out the game and then go back into the game. And try checking your inbox for a potential message that contains your missing items. They did make an improvement to stability, so there is a reduced crash frequency on the Nintendo Switch, with some additional fixes related to this coming in the future, which I'm sure for all of us Switch players, we definitely needed this, because I think my game probably crashed at least a total of 25 to 30 times this whole past week. Another big patch that they made are the quest issues that have been going on. And so on the screen right now, I have a bunch of quests that they actually fixed. I'm not going to go through each of them in detail. Feel free to pause the video and take a look at these. But just to look at an example, the Scrooge McDuck's grand reopening quest, in which crafting flower pots did not work correctly, is now fixed. And then if you actually experience this issue, you can find additional flower pots outside of Scrooge McDuck's store. And then they also made a bunch of customization patches, so I'll have it on the screen right now. Feel free to pause it. I'm not going to go into full detail, but as an example, if you imported clothing from the avatar design tool and was then able to change the clothing, or the clothes were actually invisible, that is now fixed. And I've also been hearing about Ariel's seafoam gown and how it was invisible. And so now that is also fixed and was patched. And so yeah, that is all of the patches, all the updates that were made so far to this game. As you can tell, majority of the fixes were great. Some of them, maybe it's a little controversial, being that we're not getting as much coal or certain other items. And hey, look, coal. But let me know in the comments down below, which update do you like the most? And also, are there any of these updates that you don't like so much? Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe for future content. We're going to be making plenty more content, so subscribe for future content, and go ahead and watch this video if you're interested in some tips. Say goodbye to Incredible Squirrel for now, and myself, Mitendo. Take care, everyone.